ladies and gentlemen, to Pick and Pop. I am your host, Mauricio, alongside with my co-host, Andy. How you doing, Brody? How's it going?
I want to apologize for the backdrop. I know the bed looks like it's a mess, but to be honest, right after this, I'm getting right back in. I feel like absolute garbage.
Anyway, so this is episode 7. We have been going along straight. Sorry for missing last weekend. Spontaneous plans happened. That's on me. Um, yeah, that's honestly my fault. Andy was ready. I ended up down the shore, and yeah, MDW was a crazy weekend. I went on like a 4 or 5 day bender. It was crazy. But with that being said, let's get the episode going. We had the first game of the finals 2 days ago. Today is Sunday when we're recording this. Game 2 is about to start. So we're gonna do a game 2 preview after what we saw in game 1. So we gotta discuss what's the keys to success. Like what do the Heat need to do in order to beat the Nuggets? What do the Nuggets keep having to continue to do in order to get the sweep going or just beat the Heat? Talk to me, Andy. You tell me.
I don't think that the altitude was affecting the Heat players too much because, as we know, the Heat are the most conditioned team
Mhm.
pretty much in the NBA because they have body fat percentage goals that they have to reach each week. So I knew that wasn't going to affect them, and it didn't really look like it. But they had poor shooting night,
Mhm.
and they kind of clawed back at kind of in the third quarter. But Jokic took over in the fourth. I mean, he was really just distributing the ball and rebounding. I would say the keys to the success of the Nuggets is to continue playing that perimeter defense that they were playing. If you make these Miami shooters miss, you're gonna put a lot of pressure on Jimmy Butler and Kyle Lowry to play make. And I just don't think that at this point, with the amount of energy that they've exerted to get here, that they have enough to kind of carry that load. So Miami needs to be a little bit more aggressive when it comes to running their sets, getting their shooters open, looking for better shots, and they just have to. They're role players, the guys that played very well, that had poor shooting. That's game one. I'm not gonna overreact and say like it's gonna be an automatic sweep, but I think that's for Miami. For the Nuggets, obviously just continue those closeouts on the shooters. I think Jokic is fine. I feel like he's just feeling out the game now, and he's not really like forcing anything. He's just trying to let the game go as it will, and if he has to score like he had to in the fourth quarter, he will. Jamal Murray's unstoppable. And we're gonna talk a little bit later about kind of like the X factors for both of these teams, but the Nuggets role players just have to keep doing exactly what they've been doing since the beginning of the playoffs.
Mhm.
Everybody knows their role, so I don't think you change anything up if you're Denver.
Okay, I like it. I like it. For me, Denver did very well on the perimeter defense, like you mentioned. I know Celtic fans are pissed as fuck seeing Max
Mhm.
Strus go 0 for 10, Caleb going like 1 for 11, 1 for 10. I think I forgot what it was.
Like 1 for 7.
Yeah, like 1 for 7. Like Caleb, you fucked up my parlay, bro.
Mhm.
I just needed him to get fucking 10 points, and I was hitting nice, but fuck it, it
This was
happens.
rough. It was a rough
It was
shooting.
a rough shooting night. Um, I think it affected them slightly, the altitude, because they looked a little gassed at some points. And they didn't look like they had the same energy like they did in the previous series that I've watched. It's okay. It's not an excuse. It's their home advantage, home team advantage that they have. So that's what the Nuggets got. The Nuggets have to continue playing well, and we will get into the X Factors part because I have somebody that I want to shout out quickly on the Nuggets team for as an X Factor. So I'll hold off on that for now. Um, Miami needs to get the shooters open. Your shooters gotta start making shots. I also feel like Jimmy needs to be a little bit more aggressive. He has to take over as much as he can. And for the Nuggets, it's scary to see how much of an ass whooping that they gave the Heat in the first half. And I think Jokic ended the first half with like 3 field goals attempts. And they were
Yeah.
up like 15, I think. It was crazy to me. Like, that's insane. Like, the MVP, like, the best player in the world at this point. Like, I don't think there's a discussion right now for, like, if anybody's better than him. Like, it's Jokic right now. Um,
Yeah.
to only get 3 shot attempts because he already has his team rolling. Like, no, that's great. Denver came out aggressive. They did what they had to do. They defended home court. Now they got to defend home court against today. So
Yeah.
that's my opinion on it.
You got to remember too. Denver was coming off of 8 days rest.
Mm-hmm.
They were coming off of some serious rest, and Miami just finished up their Game 7 series.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't necessarily think the gas was coming from the altitude. I genuinely think that they're just rolling. They're tired. I saw somebody was making the argument. They're like, "Oh, I'd rather come in from a Game 7 than be rested 9 days or whatever it was." And I'm like, "Oh, that's stupid. You're coming into their home where they're comfortable, they're rested, and you're at altitude. They already have their advantage. Denver is loud and rowdy."
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't understand that logic. The Denver Nuggets did not look rusty or like they had any dust on them, putting on the shelf for like a week. They looked regular. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it was. I think if Miami would have closed out the Celtics a little earlier, we would have had a different game one. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I feel like that's not too complicated. Game 2 is tonight at 8 p.m.
I cannot wait. I can't wait, bro.
Yeah, should be good. I'm expecting a bigger game from Jimmy.
Me too.
Um, and obviously the Miami Heat players to play better.
I gotta make my parlay for tonight. I gotta get something nice going. But with that being said, we're gonna start talking about these X factors, all right? Because there's some shit in these teams that needs to be talked about in order for their success. So
Yeah,
if you don't mind, I kind of want to go first because I want to
yeah, you're
mention
good.
my boy on the Nuggets, and I've mentioned him before, and I will continue to mention him. My boy Aaron Gordon. He has been doing an amazing job on every matchup that he has had through his past series. You know, he said it himself. I can't quote the quote perfectly, but he said something like he's gonna be in his rocking chair, old as fuck, talk about how he locked up LeBron,
He's had the
KD.
toughest defensive
Yeah,
matchup
yeah,
in every
yeah.
series.
And now he has Jimmy to take care of, and like he's been doing a good job on Jimmy because he's a big body. I think
Yeah,
the Nuggets picking up Aaron Gordon last season was a great. Like as soon as I saw them pick him up, I think it was last season or the one previous. I can't remember exactly, but when they picked him up, I
yeah,
was like, yo, that's like a great pickup. Whenever you start facing teams that have like a LeBron-esque type of player, which is just straight physicality, because Aaron Gordon could take heat. Like he could take some punishment down there, and like he'll
oh
give it
for
back.
sure.
Like he's strong as hell.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He got robbed from the dunk contest. We all know that. But at the end of the day, Aaron Gordon is an X factor here, with his defense and what he can do athletically, keeping up with those players like Jimmy, LeBron, KD. Just like
Yeah,
great job, good shit on them. On the Miami side of things, as much as I want to say Jimmy, I'm gonna go with Caleb. Caleb needs to continue his tear that he had in Boston and in previous series in
yeah,
here. I'm not saying he needs to go for 30. I'm not. But if Bam could go for 20, Caleb could get at least 12 to 15, and Jimmy gets his 25 to 30. And obviously Max Strus is gonna assist with his threes, and Kyle Lowry's gonna play make and hit his tough shots because he's a tough shot maker. But in my opinion, it's all on Caleb's shoulders in the sense of he needs to show up, he needs to hit his shots because once he makes those shots, it's like demoralizing for another team because he could just hit some crazy shit out of nowhere. Gabe Vincent is tough too. I'm not sleeping on him either. I like this Miami team. Honestly, I want Miami to win. I do
yeah,
because it's just like it's just great basketball in my opinion. I just love it. But the Nuggets are a very tough team to beat. So if
yeah.
they do it, I'm gonna be shit talking. If they don't do it, Nuggets got shit to say. They're gonna be like, yo, talk about us. Fuck them Lakers, because that's been the whole thing this whole playoff series. But yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna hand it off to you, Brody.
Um, I agree with Aaron Gordon. I genuinely think he's probably the most important piece on the defensive side of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
I find it really interesting the way that he kind of changed his game coming from Orlando because he was one of the main offensive options in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
His best season was that like 18-8-4 season. He got hurt a little bit and only played like 50 something games, but um, he had more offensive responsibility. So for him to he's in his prime right now, so for him to adjust his game the way that he did and he knows his role so well,
Mhm.
and he's gained so much size since he came into the league.
Mhm.
I honestly just think he's one of the better defensive players in the league, and he's going to continue that because I genuinely feel like he found a passion for defense. He could
Mhm.
even be maybe shooting for it next season, defensive player of the year. I don't think this Nuggets team is going away. I'm not going to talk about Caleb Martin too much. My X factor for the Miami Heat. I'm going to throw a weird name out there. I actually think it's Cody Zeller. The reason why
Cody
I think it's
Zeller.
Cody Zeller is because Cody Zeller had, I think, 4 offensive fouls that were not called on Jokic, just putting his body on the line.
Mhm.
I think as the series goes on, they're gonna give Jokic less and less calls, because you can't heavily favor the heavy favorite like that. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So Cody Zeller's a big boy, but he's just not as heavy as Jokic.
Mhm.
So really just a bigger body to bother him because Bam can't do it. Bam's very athletic. He's very quick.
Mhm.
He's light on his feet. He is strong, but he's more of a power forward from that defensive standpoint. Like I know we're in the era of undersized centers, but I don't think Bam can do it at the level that they need him to when it comes to Jokic because you're going to need Bam to switch on Jamal Murray like Jared Vanderbilt did
Mhm.
in that Lakers series, or you're going to need him to switch on to KCP when he's running off those pin downs and doing coming off those curls, getting wide open for threes. You're going to need him to close out. He can't be down there banging with Jokic, and you're expecting like a 2010 from him. So Cody Zeller, I'm not expecting like a 2010 game from Cody Zeller, but I'm expecting his effort. Cody Zeller plays hard. So I think he's very important tonight, specifically just bothering Jokic, even if you have to give up your fouls, and then Kevin Love comes in and he's got to put
Mhm.
his body on the line now. After a substitution, I genuinely think Cody Zeller has a good opportunity to bother Jokic as much as he possibly can, and just make uh, that side of the ball a little easier for his teammates, so they don't have to focus so much energy on trying to stop Jokic on the block, either passing out of the block, um, you know, just dribbling, looking for his shooters.
Mhm.
I think Cody Zeller is very important for the Miami Heat. I agree with the Aaron Gordon. I'll probably leave it that where it is. Honestly, I'll mention another name for Denver. I know he hasn't gotten a lot of run. He didn't get too much run in game one. But the other kid, the white boy Braun or Brown, I think it's
Oh,
Brown,
I know who you're talking about. Like
Christian Brown.
the little rookie guy. That
hmm
he got like a good amount of
He's
steals.
scrappy,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
the reason why is because he's really quick.
Mhm.
And you got a lot of Miami Heat players that attack the paint a lot. So being
Mhm.
able to chase them off of those screens and bother those shots, um, I think he could actually be pretty big. But I agree with Aaron Gordon. I think he's probably the most important X factor.
Mhm.
And then for me, it's Cody Zeller on the Miami.
Yo, so like really quick before we move on, was Kevin Love at all in game one? Cause I remember I was asking him, so I was like, "Yo, where's K Love? Like, was he there? It was like, did he play?"
Probably not because Cody Zeller ate up those minutes. I don't think you can I don't think you can start um Kevin Love on Jokic. I
I'm
actually
not.
no,
Yeah,
he did not check into the game at all. I'm actually pretty sure
yeah,
about
yeah,
that.
yeah. Because okay, so because K Love is like a factor too, in my opinion, because he could
Right.
stretch the floor. He's also a big body. I'm not saying
Right.
that he's gonna be able to stop Jokic. I don't think there's a center right now that could stop him.
Definitely not.
Um, Especially because
I
Jokic
think
is
he
just too
figured it
skilled.
out.
Yeah,
I
Jokic
think he
is just
figured
too
out his
skilled.
game.
Yeah, Jokic is just too skilled. But Denver's a big team. They're a huge
Yeah.
team. So
They just
if
don't
you
have the size.
if
They
yeah
just can't
if
match
you
him
could
in size.
if you just could like add size, because Caleb is some size there, and he could bang with like what, like
Not
MPJ,
Jokic.
not Jokic, but like
He could
Michael
he
Porter
could he
Jr.
could bother MPJ a little bit,
I'm
just kind
not.
of
I
forcing
don't think he's
shots.
gonna be
Yeah.
able to like bother Aaron Gordon that much, because Aaron Gordon's assignment is like Jimmy. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, is you add some size there to like just fight it, or like commit to the full going small fully. But it's
Yeah.
that Nuggets team is scary, bro. They're a big
Yeah.
ass team. But yeah.
So last time we were here, the Celtics and the Lakers were still, fighting for their lives. Celtics obviously were able to bring it all the way back. We have the clip here that we're about to show in a little bit of us. We were at our homegirl's graduation party.
Mhm.
We were watching the Celtics game, uh, game 6, right?
Game
Yeah, that was game
7.
6.
No,
No, that was
6. Yeah,
game
yeah, game 6. Cause
6
we
because
saw the
Derek
tipping.
White's
We saw the tipping.
Derek White's tipping. So we're gonna show that. Obviously, we're a little bit late on that, but we just want to show you guys that reaction. So Mauricio will probably play it right here.
Yo! What the fuck, bro? Game 7, boys. Game 7. Wait. What the fuck?
Yeah, following that, I mean, the Celtics loss, they were able to climb it back. I think Joe Mazzulla probably saved his job with winning those 3 games. So let's talk a little bit about kind of the both teams, like immediate futures. Like, what do you think, if any, roster moves need to be made? I could start it off here with the Lakers. Well, we'll do Lakers and then we'll get into the Celtics.
Mhm.
I don't think the Lakers. I know there's a lot of noise about Kyrie. I don't think Kyrie is willing to take a pay cut to retain enough of the talent from this roster to make it like valid. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
if it was Kyrie, Rui, Reeves, Vanderbilt, AD, LeBron, all right, now we got something. You know what I mean? Everybody else could be minimum, and I'm very confident in that team in the Western Conference. But if you're just doing Reeves, because he's obviously untouchable, all the
Mhm.
reports are saying they're a little bit more lenient on Rui, even though I think Rui should automatically be
Mhm.
a lock to stay. I would keep Vanderbilt as well. People are. I don't understand how. If you remember when we were talking about it in the earlier episodes when he first came, we were
Mhm.
so high on that move, and so was all of NBA media.
Mhm.
And Jared Vanderbilt was such a great player, and then in the Golden State series, we saw how effective he was.
Mhm.
And then because he had a rough series in Denver, people are writing him off, and I don't understand that. I don't understand why he got written off the way that he did. I genuinely think Jared Vanderbilt should be another priority because he's a restricted free agent,
Mhm. I have an answer for you.
Or
For
what?
why? Because Laker fans are toxic as fuck. That's
No,
why.
yeah,
That's
100%. They need to
exactly
find like
why.
an immediate scapegoat, the
They need
Lakers
to. They need to
fans.
blame somebody.
But I just don't think it's warranted. If I were the Lakers, I'm keeping the same team and I'm running it
Mhm.
back. I might look to shop D'Angelo Russell. I don't think D'Angelo Russell. I think he's a good fit in the sense that if you want to play D'Angelo Russell as a 6 man, which he is not going to take,
Mm-mm.
you could let him run like a second unit, and it's basically Brooklyn, him on Brooklyn. That works. He wants to be a starter. He's
Mhm.
getting paid starter money. And if you have Reeves, you can't, I would say maybe play LeBron at the point, but then you're going to be really small everywhere else. You know what I mean? Which, they did in that 2020 run where they were playing, 2 other guards with him, KCP and a Caruso
Mhm.
at the same time with LeBron, which is fine. That works. But I don't know. Adilo just kind of showed a little bit of inconsistency. I wouldn't mind if he came back. I'm not saying that it would be a horrible move if they brought him back. But for the most part, I think the team should be thinking about just running it back, get a training camp in, don't try to blow it up, don't try to get Kyrie Irving. Just kind of let it rock. And then, because if you lose all your debt, we see the way that Denver's playing. Like, yeah, they have their 2 massive guns, and I
Mhm.
understand that. But the whole year, they were the first seed because they're deep. They
Mhm.
have guys like Bruce Brown, Christian Brown. They have Aaron Gordon, as we mentioned. Michael Porter Jr. starting to come into his own. He's healthy now.
Mhm.
So I don't think the Lakers should go too far. I'm gonna pass it over to you in a second. Brown's getting older. I don't think he needs another reset on another team. I genuinely think he should just be looking for stability. I think he learned from the Russell Westbrook experiment. Like, Leo, I gotta like not try to blow shit up. Um, just make sure that these teams go as they go. And just try to have a good roster top to bottom instead of top heavy roster, top 4 heavy roster, and then everybody else is on a minimum contract. Um, I think Rui's a monster. I think Rui in his prime is going to be an absolute beast. Where he's another mid-range demon. We're going to see another one of these guys. He can be like a number 2, number 3 option in his prime. Austin Reeves, obviously, we can't say enough about him. AD, you know,
Health.
it's Anthony Davis. LeBron, older, but the rest of that team is great. I know there's a lot of free agents on that team. A lot of people they're gonna let go. They still got Max Christie on the bench, who they're really high on. They do not include Max Christie in any trade talks. Like they know something that we don't about Max Christie. There's not enough footage for me to say what that is. I just know he's a crafty guard, and they know something that we don't. They got Phil Handy in that bitch. You know what I mean? Phil Handy knows what he's looking at. So Max Christie, Scottie Pippen Jr. still there. You know. So go ahead for the Lakers. I genuinely think they should just keep it and get a training camp in and figure it out.
So my cousin Mark, obviously, he is very high on getting Kyrie, and I keep telling him, I was like, I don't know, bro. Like, we've seen LeBron's able to, like, I don't want to say control Kyrie because that sounds disrespectful to him, but like,
yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
He's able to keep Kyrie like within his shit.
Like, yeah, because Kyrie respects LeBron regardless of what people think.
Yeah, but I don't think they should get Kyrie. I like the team that they have. There's no point in getting rid of Rui, in my opinion. I think D'Lo should get the fuck up out of there, in my opinion. I don't give a fuck. I know he won ya that Golden State series, but that's through his offense.
Played well, yeah.
He played well, but through offensively.
Like I definitely I agree. On
defense, he got exposed.
He's a liability on the defensive end.
He's a much bigger guard than AR. And AR is scrappier on defense, and they target him sometimes, but he's still able to hold his own in like.
See, AR country strong though, bro. I don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? D'Lo's always been kind of flimsy.
And D'Lo's
but it's like,
boy. D'Lo's a pretty boy, bro. That's what he is. He's just offense. Yeah,
like,
that's it.
Are you banking on him making like 6 threes a game, 7 3? Like when he's scorching hot, like But you can say that about anybody, bro. If KCP makes 7 threes in a game, you're gonna lose that game. You know what I mean? Like you don't need like that. I agree with you with what you said about him winning the game in Golden State, but nah.
He's just too streaky. That's the problem.
And the defense.
He has his moments where he could like get hot, and then like, but it's the defense part that's the issue. I think getting rid of Rui would be a stupid mistake. I think that the players that you want to focus. Listen, in my opinion, I know everybody's high on Vanderbilt, but if you had to sacrifice one of the three, sacrifice Vanderbilt, keep Rui, keep AR.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Get rid of.
If you came to a choice to one of them,
you have to, like, because those two, that's gonna be like your new young core, and those two are developing very well. AR has taken leaps.
Yeah,
leaps.
There's rumors about Miles Turner.
I don't want to hear that Miles Turner.
Those reports came back up now about Miles Turner because Miles Turner's looking to get the fuck out of there.
I know who wants to play in Indiana, bro.
Yeah, I mean he really wants. I mean, if he waits it out. Like, I get it because you got Tyrese Halliburton, you got some younger guys, but, like, Benedict, like, I get it. There's talent there, but how much time is Miles going to continue to be like, all right, I'm cool with losing?
Yeah, but I'm not going to
like, imagine a package with, like, D'Lo, Vanderbilt, and that other pick they have. Or, like, maybe the picks that they got this year. Like, you could get a Miles Turner.
Yeah, you can. You definitely can. That actually, honestly, that would be great because that gives them another big body that they could just throw at people.
He could play center.
They also have Mo Bamba still on the bench. I don't know what they're doing with him.
That is true. I don't know what they're doing with Mo Bamba.
They're gonna probably try to develop him over the summer, maybe. I don't know.
If Mo Bamba gained like Mo, hit me up, bro. I got you. I'll put on like 15, 20 pounds of muscle on you, dog. If you could turn into like a Giannis body, like you might be.
No, that should be tough. But no, so like on the Lakers side, I'm sticking with that. If you had to get rid of, if you have D'Lo, Vanderbilt, Rui and AR, you keep Rui and AR. You get rid of the other two. Shop around, get something nice, or like just get better role players all around you, like that deep in your team, because you already know that these two are gonna play their role and they're very good at their role. Now on the Celtics side,
if Brown goes back to being a point guard and they shop around D'Lo and let just Reeves play,
so speaking on the
Brown
point guard, speaking on the Brown point guard part, right? He's trusting AR a lot more with
That
running
is
point.
true.
And AR,
They just need a spot up. They need a knockdown KCP
they need
kind
a
of shooter.
Yeah, they need a shooter.
Go get Duncan Robinson, bro.
Duncan would be
Been
tough.
saying this.
Yeah, Duncan would be tough on that team.
He's also a defensive liability,
Mhm.
but you can hide him if he's a shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Anyway.
we saw what happened with old boy. What's his name? Malik Beasley. He just fell off a fucking cliff. Like, what the fuck?
Everybody was high on him too. Now they don't give a fuck about him.
Let me ask you a question. Would you trade? Obviously, Reeves is untouchable.
Mhm.
But if you had to give up Rui to get, like, let's say Miles Turner was what we said, but you can, if you give up Rui and something else, you can also get Buddy Hield. Would you do that if you were the Lakers?
No,
No,
no.
because he gives you the knockdown shooter you need. So now
Okay.
you have a starting lineup of, it would be Reeves,
Mhm.
Buddy Hield, LeBron, Miles Turner, and AD.
Switch that. AD wants to play the 4.
Well, yeah. He
Um,
would, but Miles can stretch the floor too. So if AD's banging on the block, he could get out to the 3-point line. They don't have to share the block. So
Nah,
I
bro.
think that's solid.
I wouldn't do it because like,
You'd
I
give
just
up
think
Rui, but
I
you
think
get
Rui's
your
too valuable,
shooter.
bro.
You get your shooter though.
You do, but I just think Rui is too valuable, bro. Like he has
And
proven
your
so
bench
much.
would be kind of weak because I think they fell back in love with Dennis. I think Dennis is probably going to be a Laker for a little while, which he should be. Scrappy.
Mm-hmm.
He just has to take care of the ball a little bit better. But they got
Yeah.
Max Christie. Their bench is a little weak if they do that though.
Mm-hmm.
Troy Brown
you-
maybe coming back. I don't know.
Nah, bro. Keep those two. Shop around for it's deep in.
So you wouldn't
deepen
do
that
it for
bench.
Buddy
I
Hield
wouldn't
if
do
they
it.
threw it in.
Nah.
Okay.
If you're
That's
telling me I'll give you Vanderbilt and D'Lo.
You get to keep Rui and add Buddy Hield and Miles
Yeah.
Turner. Yeah, that's crazy.
No. Or get one of the other. Either get your shooter, or you get your center, depending on Mobamba if he gets better.
Yeah, Pacers aren't giving both of them to the Lakers
Yeah, no, they're not.
unless they got
Mhm.
everything I said. They'd have to give up all
Mhm.
that.
Mhm. They would have to give up picks.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with that being said, let's get off the Lakers side. Let's go on to the Celtics side. Because the Celtics side is a fun side to talk about because fuck Boston. But okay. I like the Celtic team. I really do. But something's not going right. Something's not working.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want to break up JT and JB. They
Which
do.
doesn't look like it's gonna happen.
I personally wouldn't suggest it because I like them both together and they're nice together. They're a tough duo.
Yeah.
I think you get rid of Marcus Smart and Al, or keep Al, but Marcus Smart get you a better point guard. Malcolm Brogdon is tough, but I've always said this since fantasy. My biggest problem with Malcolm Brogdon is his health. For some reason, he's always out for a bit, and it's annoying, which is why I don't pick him up on fantasy. But he's a great player. When he is healthy, he could get you your shots up, but I think he hurt his elbow or something during one of the series. So his shot was ass, but at the end of the day, I think you want to move Marcus Smart. You want to keep Robert Williams because I think Robert Williams is your key. He should be starting center.
Yeah.
And they need to develop him up a little bit more to get more of an offensive game going. So he could just body somebody if they ever want to just throw it down into the block for him. The Celtics are a nice team. They're pretty deep, but if you could upgrade your point guard, like Marcus Smart, he's a tough defender, but you need a point guard, bro. Someone that's gonna get the whole team involved.
Yeah.
I think you want to go out and shot for that because I don't want to talk shit about Jaylen Brown because that's our boy, but he's not handling the ball pretty well recently. So get your point guard.
You saw how your boy took a shot for no reason.
Bro, my boy gets hit by strays at
Crazy
all
strays.
points in time, bro. Shannon Sharp said I found somebody that has worse hands than Russell Westbrook, as in fucking Jaylen Brown.
We'll talk about that in a little bit about what's going on.
Hold up, real quick. I was scrolling through Instagram yesterday, right? An AI John Morant made a diss track on the NBA right? And he mentioned something about more bricks or something. And then I heard Russell Westbrook get shattered in the background. I was like, yo, my boy doesn't stop getting hit with fucking strays, bro. He just gets hit with these shits.
It's
And
crazy because
he's
it's the
just
AI.
chilling.
It's the
Word.
AI
My
that
boy's
made it.
just chilling. Y'all just gonna shoot my boy? Like, that's crazy. But fuck it. Can't complain there. But what's your opinion on the Celtics?
I'll just keep it short. You can't play Marcus Smart and Derek White in a starting lineup. Derek White's not a good enough shooter. Marcus Smart's definitely not a good enough shooter. I think Marcus Smart you keep because he's kind of like a Draymond Green personality. So
Yeah, that
Marcus
is true.
Smart is kind of like the heart and soul of that team, and they love him. So
Mm-hmm.
there's really no reason to move him. He's not an expensive piece by any means. I think the price went up obviously when he won Defensive Player of the Year, and that's not for no reason. Like I said in another episode, like he shouldn't have won it, just because I thought other players were deserving, but he was definitely one of the best defensive. I thought Drew Holiday was a better defender than him that season specifically. Drew Holiday was doing fucking everything, and then in I don't want to say it might have been a playoff game or it might have been one of the last games of the season. I don't know if you remember, but Marcus Smart went up for like a game winner, and Drew just stuffed him at the rim, and he looked at him, and it was just like, bro, this is like Drew Holiday is one of the most underrated players of all time. But I think Derek White's a good player, but you have Malcolm Brogdon, and if I had to pick between Derek White and Malcolm Brogdon, I'm going with Malcolm Brogdon. I'm going with the talent over the work. Derek White works really hard, but he's great on defense. Second team all defense. Great defensive guard. You have one already. You know what I mean? You have too much of the same thing. Like you have defenders everywhere, but you were a poor defensive team in the playoffs. So it's like something has to give. You need shooters. You have too many ball handlers. You got guys like Pritchard who has a report that he wants to be traded. On the bench, you don't have much. Their bench is not as deep as we think it is. Malcolm Brogdon, playmaker. Derek White really needs the ball to be effective. Marcus Smart, not a great shooter, okay playmaker, really just more of a defender. So I'm moving Derek White immediately. Malcolm Brogdon stays. Malcolm Brogdon doesn't care about his role anymore. I don't think he cares about starting. He'll come off the bench, obviously sixth man of the year. I just think I agree with you with Rob. Time Lord he's a monster. When he's healthy, he's an absolute monster. He's one of the top 10 centers in the league when he's healthy. So defensively, I think if he has a jump hook, gets good of going over each shoulder, he'll be all right. I genuinely think you keep him. Not really sure about the rookies they have. I'm not too keen. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I want with JB. I want him gone. I want him and Mikal Bridges to just light up Brooklyn, and then we could go to the Brooklyn games and be like, you know what I mean? But chances are they're not gonna let him go. But as we know, Jaylen Brown could be the highest paid player in the NBA. Which people are confused about that. They're like, "How is JT, bro? He's been in the league a year before JT, so he's up. Like JT's probably gonna be worth more for his big ass contract. So it's a lot of money to invest in the two players. So you got to really be careful about what you're doing with the pieces like Derek White. I think it's very simple for them. Lose so much playmaking and defense for a non-defensive minded coach and get the offensive minded coach some offense so he can move the ball around when it gets stagnant like it did in that game 7. I know Jason was hurt, but the ball was stagnant. It was. Jaylen Brown was forced to do too much playmaking, too much dribbling. That's why he was dribbling that shit off his foot. Jaylen Brown needs to move around. He needs that motion. He needs to go downhill. You know what I mean? Like I don't think I think for Lakers and the Celtics it's pretty clear cut. Like they're right there. The Celtics are right there. They're knocking on the door. Tweak it. Al, I didn't even mention Al. He's done. Al Horford's done. I don't care about how hard he plays, bro. Al Horford is done.
Yep, you gotta get
That
the
man
Fontenot out of there.
he is bones.
Yep.
That's it. Send Manito back to Santo Domingo, like he's gonna go retire. Like he's done, bro.
No,
He's done.
that's it for Al.
So yeah, that's it. Immediate futures. Lose the playmaking, get more shooting, get an actual point guard if you're gonna play this many guards. Get an actual point or let Malcolm run that shit. Start him. If you don't want to start him, go get a real point guard. Go get a Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet's up. Go get Fred VanVleet. If that's what you want somebody who can play make and shoot the ball, go get Fred VanVleet. That's probably the perfect fit for the Celtics. Lakers, keep your shit. Try to get Miles Turner. I would say is probably your best option. You can't get Miles Turner, go get Buddy Hield, get LeBron a shooter. Keep the teams the same. We'll probably see both teams in the final. Real quick, what are your thoughts about the undisputed split and Shannon leaving Skip right after the finals?
Oh, okay.
That's real quick.
So I thought it got a little choppy and messy after the whole shit happened with when I forgot his name, damn, and he was all over everything. When my boy, like, when he had a heart issue on the field.
It's DeMar Hamlin.
There you go, that's his name. DeMar Hamlin. After that shit happened to him, Skip tweeted some bullshit.
Like, yeah, we don't got to get into what he said. But
and then like Shannon didn't show up to work. He showed up to work the next time, and then he's trying to like start his monologue, and then Skip's like interrupting him, this and that and the third. And then Shannon, you could visibly see Shannon was not fucking with Skip at that point.
He was over it.
Like he was pissed, and I feel like, I don't know what it is, bro. It's like sad. Honestly, I watch Undisputed more for Shannon. Even though Shannon does talk shit about my boy sometimes. But like I feel like
Skip
Shannon
got
is a more
better,
entertaining
but
one.
you know, Skip's always just been entertainment. Like that's all he's really.
Skip's always talking bullshit, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's always just saying something stupid. He's got some good takes. Like I'm not gonna say the man is ignorant because he knows basketball, but he just purposely sticks to biases. And it just gets kind of stupid.
Yeah, but I don't know, man. Undisputed has been like the longest lasting duo in a while. Like, what is it, like broadcasting? Like that team,
yeah, it's
like
been
those
a while.
two, like they've been together for a minute,
6-7 years.
They've outlasted Max and Stephen A. Honestly, I like Max myself.
I like Max. I like Max a lot.
I really like Max.
I think Stephen A's been starting to piss me the fuck off.
We know that Andy wants to show it to the Stephen A show.
Yeah,
just fucking go.
Not even the Stephen A show. Put me on First Take. Sit me next to JJ Redick. I'll look at JJ and be like, I got him.
That should be funny as hell to see. But
you know why, bro? Because they be spoon feeding him these guys that are like they can't take like his loud ass. But we from Jersey, bro. You're not gonna throw me off. Get the fuck out of here. We gonna stand right next to each other.
He can't do that shit to JJ though. He can't do that shit. JJ just like, yo, I played
JJ's
this shit.
Duke boy.
Yeah, I played this shit, bro. What you talking about?
Not straight up.
Everybody fucks with JJ, but
I think it's unfortunate.
Sad to see, in my opinion.
But he is the #1 free agent right now when it comes to broadcasting. So Stephen A. on Stephen A's World, he was talking about, like, if you want to come on First Take for 1 day a week, 2 days out of the week, like I'm more than happy to do that. I would love to see Shannon like be a reoccurring guest on
I'll see how Shannon
on First Take, but I genuinely think Shannon can get his own shit, like how Colin has his own shit.
Wait, I'm about to hit you with some shit. You ready? Shannon and JJ.
Yeah.
The football player, the basketball player.
Yeah, I could see that. If that'd be like the first time they kind of throw that out there, because really you just have like an athlete and then a reporter kind. You'd be throwing 2 athletes out there, but 2 very, very well spoken athletes. That could work. I think JJ likes what he's doing with First Take. I would say. That could work. That's not bad.
That's a way they could.
Shannon's looking for a bag though.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, yeah. So they bought his shit out, but his new contract, like, he could be the #1, like his own show. You know what I mean? So let's quickly talk about the next generational talent. Still a little frail, but you know, he'll get there. I can't think of a better landing spot for Victor. People are saying that shit's rigged because they found that picture of him when he was like 11, 12. playing youth basketball with the Spurs jersey on. Obviously, the ties to Tony. But the reports are that the big three, Manu, Timmy, Tony, they're all going to be mentoring him in the Spurs. Greg Popovich, listen, if this message ever gets to you, sir, I have nothing but respect for you. I think you're like a top 3 coach of all time. Do not old school coach this kid. Let him blossom into what he can be. Do not try to bar off his talent. This kid could be Giannis and KD put together. If he develops he has great. All right, guys, listen. I'm going to school to become a personal trainer. I know what muscles look like. Victor and Chet are 2 different kinds of skinny. Victor's legs are very, very strong. They are very developed. He's going to have a Giannis type body in his prime. Not maybe as big because his game isn't that. He doesn't need a bang. He has handle. But he's going to be bigger than KD. He's not going to be frail. I promise y'all that. His legs, you can see it in the definition in his calves. He does leg training. The report came out that he's done extensive foot and leg training. So, because big men get injured, what are their main injuries? Big men get foot injuries, leg injuries, and back injuries. That is the main thing that big men get. Victor's going to have a very, very strong base and a very strong body. Do not stunt this kid's development by trying to bar his creativity. If he wants to go 1-on-5 dribbling through everybody and finish at the rim, let him do it. You have a young ass team. Don't try to like structure him and fit him. Like, you got to evolve, bro. We got all these fast paced. You got OKC running people out the fucking gym. They have a young coach, young team. They just running people out the fucking gym with all the young talent they have. That's why Josh Giddey's developing. That's why Shea took a leap. Chet's going to be back. In the West, you have to I don't care about the top teams. That's not his competition. His competition is going to be OKC, the young Trailblazers with Scoot and Anthony Simons. That's going to be his comp. A Zion in his prime if he gets healthy, with Brandon Ingram in his prime. Those are his competition. You're talking about teams that run. I don't need structure for Victor. I need him to blossom. So I do think it was a perfect spot because the Spurs as an organization are amazing and they're going to give him all the tools that they need. It's not like a Indiana, like you're coming to Detroit. Shout out to Monty Williams getting that bag for Detroit. God damn, highest paid coach of all time. I don't know if he deserves it. Topic for another day. But nah, bro, I think Wemby's gonna be great. I think he's gonna be great, and he's doing the right things to make sure he doesn't turn into an injury bust. Okay. I just hope that Greg doesn't
fuck him up.
Pop is almost out, man. Don't leave something ruined and let somebody else clean it up. Help him transition into player game. You're a unicorn, bro. We've never seen nothing like this before. Don't ruin our chances for NBA fans to see the next guy, the next generational Kobe, Bron, MJ, like bro. I'll take T-Mac. If he hits T-Mac's ceiling, like that's a W. I don't care. He doesn't have to be T-Mac's Hall of Famer, but it doesn't have to be like a multiple-time champion, even though that's the ceiling. But I just hope Pop doesn't, stunt his development with cutting his creativity.
My turn. How Skip will say it. My turn. Anyway. All right. So, first of all, Spurs, great organization. Pop, nice. I just wish it wasn't the Spurs that he landed on. I high-key wanted him at OKC. That's just me, because, we got all those picks. That's me personally. But, I can't really add much more than what you said, because you're right. Pop needs to let this kid be him. Develop his game the way he needs to develop it, assist him, help him, give him the tools that he needs in order to become this generational talent that we as a fan base of the NBA are going to enjoy mention that shit to our future generations about like, yo, this French kid, he was tough.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't really got much more to add than what you already said, because you basically said hit all the points perfectly. But I do want to say one last thing. I just hope that Chet does better. That's it. That's an OKC fan. Even though he won't, because Wemby's just too nice. Wemby got too many tools, bro. But oh yeah, because
I think Chet's gonna be very good.
Chet is gonna be competing against Wembanyama.
Oh yeah, those are gonna be some tough ass
for
matchups.
Rookie of the Year next season. He didn't play at all this season, so he's eligible to get Rookie of the Year.
I don't know, bro. That boy in Portland, that kid is tough.
I know, but I didn't get to watch.
I
my
love
boy Chet.
Wemby. I love Wemby as like obviously we all like we admire what he is. But my favorite player in this draft is Scoot Henderson. Scoot Henderson is I can't even explain it, bro. He's like a Drew Holiday mixed with like a little bit of D Rose. Like he's got that kind of bounce, that kind of like craftiness, the quickness. Like he's gonna be tough, and he has an NBA body now. He doesn't have to wait like Chet, and he has it now. Scoot's built like a fucking running back, and he's gonna be tough. So I think he's gonna make some noise for rookie. Even Brandon Miller. Brandon Miller's tough too. Alabama.
We just gotta see what happens, honestly.
I'm excited. Great rookies coming up.
Yo, I forgot who it was that I was talking with the other day. This is completely off topic, but I was talking to some old head at my job, and we were talking about Zion, RJ, Ja, and we were talking about like, yo, that class is a mess right now. Like what's going on with all of them currently? Like Zion can't stay healthy. There's always something going on. RJ, he's tough, but he's streaky too, you know, on the Knicks. And then Ja just doing bullshit. Like this shit going on right now. But it's completely off topic, but I just wanted to throw that in there.
No, that is true. They are
a fucking mess right now. Every episode we always end it with the question of the day. So I got a question for you, my friend. Are you ready? I need a response next time I ask you a question, so you need to speak so I can hear you. I know your tummy hurt, but talk to me, my boy. Come on.
Yes.
I hate you. All right. Has ring culture ruined the NBA? Talk to me.
Absolutely. Hopefully it starts dying out when the older media kind of goes, but this whole idea that you're not great if you don't win a championship, or you need multiple championships to define your greatness. It ruined a lot of people's mindsets. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not gonna see guys stay with the team for 20 years anymore. Obviously that's due to Bron, that's due to KD, that's due to these guys that moved. But Dame is probably one of the last of like a dying breed, even though he's basically clawing and begging to get out now, because I think he realized, hey bro, I know you're top 75, but you don't do anything. You're just gonna be remembered as a great scorer. You're just gonna be remembered as another T-Mac kind of situation. Only reason why T-Mac's bigger than you though, bro, is because I mean you're Adidas too, but T-Mac was Adidas. You know what I mean? T-Mac was a massive, massive name. You're just gonna be remembered as another scorer, another shooter. I definitely think ring culture ruined the NBA. Like MJ, they just kind of point, MJ 6-0, 6-0. But it's like they have these caveats because it's like, okay, but Bill Russell won 11 rings, and they're like, no, but it's like, okay, so what are we talking about here? What's the real? Where is the argument? You get me? Do I think that certain rings outweigh other rings? Yes, absolutely, because competition matters. Your teammates matter. Your circumstances matter, right? Everybody knows in 2015 we had a finals where one team lost their 2 best players. And it wasn't like one team was heavily favored. They were pretty evenly matched in 2015.
Mhm.
And they won 6 games. Same thing happened in 2020. Goran Dragic goes down. He
Yeah,
was
fucked up his
kind of
shoulder.
yeah. So it's like, yeah, it's unfortunate. Injuries are part of the game, but the Lakers were heavily favored in the things, and I think they win anyway. 2015, they don't win anyway. You get what I'm saying? So it's like certain rings are definitely weighed more than others. Jordan's rings have become a little bit overrated because you really take a deep dive into some of those finals teams that he played, and you're like, oh my god, like Sean Kemp, Gary Payton, and who else? Sean Kemp, after those finals, he became an absolute shell of himself. People don't talk about how Gary Payton came in with a torn. I don't want to misquote because I've made this argument many times on Twitter, and I forget. I can't believe I'm blanking right now. But he came in with something torn in his leg. People don't talk about that. Their best player needed surgery. So it's like if you're focused so much on the rings, what you're doing is you're creating this this energy around the league that, hey, this is the only thing that matters. Regular season doesn't matter. We don't care about these games that you're playing. Oh, Giannis, you dropped 60. Nah, it doesn't matter because you got swept out the playoffs. You got beat by fucking Miami. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, um, I think it's horrible, and I think I think ring culture is something that us as NBA fans we gotta try to fix because I don't think they're gonna fix. We're just getting into this mindset that you have to win as much as possible. So people are mad at LeBron for going to these teams, but it's like you guys are only judging me off of my rings anyway. I just became the all-time leading scorer. The only thing you guys are talking about is championships. Dame can't win one. Kevin Durant's trying to shake the I can't win without Steph Curry thing, and he can't do it. He's gonna have a chance next year if Phoenix retools, but that's what they're gonna hold against them. Steph Curry, they say he's got the easiest 4 rings of all time. You know what I mean? Like ring culture is 100% ruining the NBA, and we as fans, I think we have to do a better job at understanding that the whole game is important. What you do in the regular season is important because the regular season is the journey to the playoffs. I don't like teams tanking. I don't like teams giving up. I want to see competition. I'm not going to turn into an old hen and say I need these motherfuckers punching each other in the face because I like the skill era. The skill era is dope. But I grew up in 2000, so that was my era, and they played skill and defense, and that's what we need to bring back. Like the regular season games were fun to watch. Not for that one season as a Brooklyn fan where we won 7 games. Like that shit fucking sucked. Like you're losing every game. Very, very unfortunate. But yeah, nah, like the regular season it matters. Guys like these rookies, like this is where they're gonna thrive at in the regular season. So if you're just talking about rings, what the fuck? Well, what? Who cares? Who cares about anything in the NBA? I definitely think that it's ruining the NBA, and luckily there's players that are speaking out against it. It's like, yo, the rings don't define everything. There's a lot of great players that didn't win rings. You know, there's only so many people that have championships. Fucking Robert Ory has 7 championships, and even though he's regarded as the greatest role player of all time, like we don't talk about him, but he has 7 championship rings with a 3-peat in there. So I don't know. I'm very partial to my feelings about it because it's kind of sad and it's my favorite sport and I don't want it to turn into that because people are being underappreciated. I even think like Russell Westbrook to give an example, he's underappreciated heavily because it's eluding him. The ring chase is eluding him and he just can't get it. And if he doesn't get it, what are people going to say? Oh, Russell Westbrook's probably one of the greatest regular season players of all time. Why? Because he doesn't have jewelry. And I think that's ridiculous.
Had to bring in my boy.
I mean, that's the case. I brought up Dame too. That's the
No,
case for a lot of guys. Like it's you know.
You're not wrong about anything that you're saying. Okay, so my issue with ring culture is you can use it to like talk about it. Like, yeah, like this person has this much, but what else have they done? Like, you get me?
Yeah.
Like, I personally enjoy the regular season. I don't think it's just all about the playoffs, even though the playoffs are fucking amazing. And
Yeah.
during the regular season, I get to see all these other players just develop and grow bigger. I see players do shit that they didn't do before. It made me. It's not their fault that they're on a team that just can't get past the first round or can't make it into the playoffs or out the play-in. It's not their
Right.
fault. You know what I
No.
mean? That's just the situation that they're in. That's just how the dice will roll for them. I
Right.
just enjoy watching the sport. I enjoy watching these teams. I enjoy watching these players. You know, it sucks. Like me as a Westbrook fan, like I have to deal with the constant strays for not having a ring, dribbling, like a bunch of shit. Can't shoot, all that. I gotta deal with it. But and like a ring for that would like help my argument's sake. But at the end of the day, like I shouldn't have to bring up, oh, he has a ring to discuss how good of a player he is, because in my opinion, he's one of the best point guards that have ever existed. Most explosive point guard. Like that stayed healthy, because you could make the Derrick Rose argument. I'll just give you that because you know, health, you know.
If you guys want to see that, like an actual like 5-10 minute argument of Derrick Rose versus Russell Westbrook, you can let us know, because that'll be probably one of the highest, most passionate like episodes, like little quick arguments.
You will see us brown men turn red.
I will do. I'm pretty brown, bro. I came back from I'm pretty dark right now. Can't really see it because this light's white, but I got my color
lighting's
back.
fucking my shit up, but nah, you'll see us turn red. Like we're gonna get heated.
Facts.
It's gonna
I'll do
get
that with
bad.
anything. I'll pick up. Like I said, bring me on first take. I'll do the Jordan LeBron debate. And I'll put that shit to sleep. I have Stephen A. rumbling. I already know what he's gonna say. The path, the defense. I'm like, shut the fuck.
But overall, ring culture. If you're judging these players by how many rings they got, just watch more. And
we're doing a disservice to these guys if we do that.
Try to
They work
backseat
too
that
hard.
conversation, man, because a lot of these guys deserve your acknowledgement.
Bro, that's probably why guys don't give a fuck about playing hard anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're focused on. People are like, oh, it's a business now. They're just trying to get their bread. If I was an NBA player and all I was hearing was, yo, if you don't win a ring, nobody gives a fuck about you. It's like, I bet. So I'm gonna just sign these bullshit deals. I'm gonna get all my fucking bread. I'm gonna stunt at every fucking game. If I want to sit out, I can, because what the fuck? It doesn't matter anyway. We're not winning a ring. That's all that matters. Why am I gonna try? I actually never even seen it by that perspective until right now. But that makes sense. Guys like a Jalen Green, who always seem like they're kind of disconnected, but they have so much talent. Or I'm on a team with a bunch of other young guys. We won 17 games. Like, what the fuck? What do you want me to do? All you care about is rings anyway. You guys use this as like, all right, I'm gonna go for my career high against this team. Like you know what I mean? Like, I get it now. I get why maybe they don't want to try hard enough, because it's like, doesn't matter. Who cares? It's all about rings.
Ring culture needs to stop.
Yeah.
Appreciate what's here right now before it's gone. That's the best way I can say it. LeBron came to mind. Like, appreciate what's here right now before it's gone.
All these guys, Russell Westbrook's probably still the hardest playing player in the league.
And he's old as hell.
All these guys are gonna be gone, and then it's like, fuck, what do we got? Well, it's ring culture.
My boy is like, what, 35 years old, putting in more effort than the oldest player on the Clippers, putting in more effort than all of them combined, just to try to win a game without Kawhi. It was just him out there. You gotta appreciate that effort. You gotta appreciate that.
Give these guys a reason to play hard in the regular season, and then you'll see a different thing. Don't judge these guys so hard on not winning or coming short. I've never seen players who have multiple championships be slandered so much. No one ever slanders Shannon Sharp. He's got 3. No one ever slanders him and talks shit about him. Everyone's just consensus. Oh, you got 3 Super Bowl rings? Sheesh. One of the greatest tight ends of all time. Boom. That's it. That's it. But LeBron James has 4. It's been a 10 finals. They're still trying to find something wrong with it. Steph Curry has the easiest 4 rings of all time. Like, so if the rings are important, but then they're not in the same way, what are we doing? What's the thing? Giannis has a championship. He had a 50-point game in the closeout.
Mm-hmm.
Failure.
Yo, I'm sorry, Lemire, but that one Giannis ring is more valuable than one KD ring, in my opinion. Sorry,
That's
but I
fair.
just had to say that one ring is more valuable, even though
That's fair.
Brooklyn was hurt.
We would have won. We would have won the
Yeah,
championship.
Brooklyn would have won that shit if they were all healthy.
Yeah, we would have won the championship that year, and KD would have got that ring. Would have got that Finals MVP. He was playing out of his fucking mind.
It's just a toenail away.
Yeah.
But with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 7. Yeah, I'm correct. This has been episode 7 of Pick and Pop. Sorry for missing the last episode, but thank you so much for watching this episode. You know, Andy's doing his shit on the TikTok side. I'm tweeting. We're enjoying these finals. I want to see Jimmy Buckets win his ring. I honestly want Jimmy to win it just because it will be one of the toughest rings to talk about, even though we just talked about not discussing ring culture. But that ring would be very valuable on his side of it. But this has been a great episode. I love these discussions. Wembanyama, good luck to you out there, my boy. Because you got Chet to worry about in this Rookie of the Year race coming up. But you got anything else you want to add, Andy?
Nah, bro. I just want to keep it short. Last episode got 400 views.
Thank you so
Let's
much.
shoot for 500 this one.
Mhm.
Trying to keep getting those eyes going. We appreciate y'all. I got some content coming out on the TikTok, and we're gonna do some YouTube shorts. Right after the NBA finals, we're gonna look to do the kind of the IRL content. We're gonna be going up to guys in the mall and asking them NBA questions. So we're just gonna be trying to interact more, trying to branch out more. Share this video to any of your basketball lovers, any old heads that want something to listen to. Put us there. You know, we talk about the old days too.
Hey man, listen. If any of those old heads wants to argue about LeBron and Jordan, Andy's your guy.
I can argue about anything. I'll explain to you what. I could explain to y'all about your favorite player. But anyways, be sure to like, comment, share. Try to get us on TikTok to 1,000 followers. Once we hit 1,000 followers, we're able to go live on TikTok. So that's something that we're looking forward to, so that we could have Q&As and kind of live shows. Outside of that, still trying to get some bigger names in here. I'm calling out guys like Huncho. Oh, I want you on this show. I'm gonna tag you in the TikTok I'm gonna make later. Chilltown OG, I need you. You know, I need some of these basketball minds come on the podcast, speak your mind. I know you guys be on the other shows, but come on, these kids be talking bullshit, bro. Come on, Pick and Pop, bro. We'll treat y'all right over here.
Yes, we will.
That's all I got, though, bro. All right, close this out.
But with that being said, thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Pick and Pop, episode 7. Like, comment, subscribe, enjoy the show, share it, comment. I already said that. Oh shit, fuck that. Enjoy your Monday. Let's see what happens coming to next episode with these finals. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.